Woe on such fate!
Group of refugees. Enter on the orders of Lord Najashi.
Who is your representative? Who will speak on your behalf?
Your Excellency, I would like permission to speak to you.
There is no need for this. Come on. Go ahead and talk. I want to listen to you with great interest. I have been told a very strange thing. They say that you are abandoning the religion of your forefathers, and preaching a new religion, which is not compatible with any religion currently being followed. Are these people telling the truth?
Yes, that's right.
You saw Lord Najashi, they are confessing it shamelessly. Explain why you have repented from the religion of your ancestors.
Your Excellency, we were ignorant and idolatrous. We ate the flesh of the dead and were always engaged in indecent and evil deeds. We fought with our relatives and neighbors. Your Excellency, we used to bury our newborn daughters alive. If a scholar did minor disobedience, he would be torn to pieces. No one was safe from persecution anywhere. Eventually, by the will of God Almighty, a man from among us all, because of his truthfulness and honesty, suddenly arose. A man whom everyone knew for his truthfulness and honesty, called us to monotheism and to stay away from idolatry. He told us to be honest. Make friends with your relatives and neighbors, and do not shed the blood of innocent people. Do not bury your newborn daughters alive. Do not bear false witness. Do not betray the property of orphans, and do not worship anything but God alone.
Keep on talking, young man.
The Prophet commanded us to offer prayers and fast. Give a part of your earnings to the needy and poor, and remember that all that is in the heavens and earth belongs to God. He gives life and He gives death. And He will give life on the day of resurrection, and we will have to answer for our deeds on the day of resurrection. It is a day when neither wealth nor children will be of any use. But these Quraysh have stood against us. They did not spare a single moment to make us suffer. They punish us so that we can once again worship the gods we made with our own hands. We persevered, but they fell behind our lives. We have come to seek refuge in your country, saying goodbye to our homes and wives and children, to protect our lives and our religion. Because the Prophet said, go to Abyssinia. A just king is ruling there. We really believe in the words of our Prophet.
Prophet, interesting Excellency, The person who they call prophet is a person who wants to deceive people through some of his poems, and wants to create differences between them.
The enlightening verses that our prophets recite for us are not poetry. These verses are revealed to them by the God through angels and revelations.
You said, God, Your Excellency, Muhammad attributes his poems to a god. But which god? Don't know, Your Excellency. These people are cultivating dangerous thinking. They say that Jesus is not the Son of God. Is it true that you do not believe that Jesus is the Son of God?
Yes, sir. Does Najashi want me to read the verses which are related to Lady Maryam and her son Jesus?
Yes. I want to hear what has been revealed to your prophet about Mary and Jesus Christ.
In the name of Allah. And O Muhammad, mention Mary in this book. When she left her family and went east, then she took cover from them. We sent to them our angel, Jabril. He appeared before her in the form of a perfect man. Mary said, I seek refuge in God from you. Jabril said, I am only a messenger of your Lord to give you a pure son. Mary said, how could I have a son? I have not been touched by any human being and I am not a bad woman. Jabril said, it is exactly like that. Your Lord said, that is easy for me, and that it may be a sign for people. And may this be a mercy from us. And this was the decree, and Mary got pregnant with Jesus. And she carried her away, and when the pains of childbirth brought her under the trunk of the palm tree, she said, I should have died before this. And Jabril called out to Mary, do not grieve. Eat and drink. And cool your eyes in this way, and if any man appears, say, I have made a vow of fasting for the most gracious. That is why I will not talk to any man today. Then she picked up the child and brought it to her people. The people said, O Mary, you have done a very wrong deed. O sister of Aaron, your father was not a bad man, nor was your mother a wicked woman. So Mary pointed to the baby, and the people began to say, how can we talk to him who is still in the cradle? The baby said, with God's permission, I am a servant of God. He has given me the book and made me a prophet. He has blessed me wherever I live and has commanded me to observe prayers and pay zakat for the rest of my life, and to treat my mother well. And he has not made me rebellious and doubtful, and peace be upon me on the day I was born, and on the day I die, and on the day I am raised alive. This is Jesus, son of Mary, and this is the truth in which people are doubting. It is not befitting of Allah that he should have a son. He is free from such things. When he decrees a matter, he only commands it to be done, and he suffices. And verily, Allah is my Lord and your Lord. And worship him. This is the straight path.
In fact, these words of yours have made a deep impression on the page of our hearts and souls. The sayings of your prophet, and all that Jesus brought have both springs from the same source. Pick up these gifts as soon as you can and leave quickly. Even if you give me a mountain of gold, I will never hand over these refugees to you.
Look, I said that our prophet was telling the truth.
Yes.
The story was like this, Abu Sufyan.
It is strange that you have gone so far in vain. I hoped much better from you, Omar bin As.
I'm embarrassed.
I thought Umar bin As would come in a state where people would shout slogans and will be jubilant. Jafar and the fugitives will have their hands tied when he will bring them with him.
Chief of Mecca, I wish you were there and saw how Najashi, the king of Abyssinia, and other courtiers were engrossed in Jafar's words and shedding tears with their eyes. If Jafar had read more of Muhammad poetry, he too would have become a Muslim.
Woe to us. The people of Makkah will soon be aware of what has happened. This is a great defeat for us which cannot be compensated, and with it is a great victory for Muhammad. We should not give much importance to Muhammad.
There is strange magic in his words. A great king and his courtiers can be influenced in this way. No poetry can be so influential. He does not need wealth and warriors. He will subdue hearts through his words.